Hey guys, welcome back to Punches Season, and this time I'm going to be showing two different openings, their advantages and disadvantages. So first up we got the King's Indian opening, which starts off with Pawn G3. It's quite an unusual move, but if it's a common response like Pawn E5, then we play Bishop G2. Again, very unusual. So then they just play something like, I don't know, they just play Queen Pawn D5, taking control of the center. But here, instead of trying to break it, we just play Knight G2. Knight F3. So then they might try to do something else and like bring out their queen. But now, all we do is castle. We don't even care about what they do. We just don't even care. And bring their queen out over here because obviously they don't want to lose it. But still, now we castle and they just play another random move like queen all the way to B4. And what do? Nothing. We just play Pawn E4 and complete the setup. So this is the King's Indian setup, and let me show you its advantages and disadvantages in this position. Number one, the advantages. So white takes a total control over the E, F, G, H, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, all of these ranks and files. They completely dominate these files and they totally take the control here. But the disadvantage here is that the A, B, C, D files are completely left undeveloped. They're not even cared about, which leaves them kind of vulnerable to attacks like this. Queen C4 attacks this pawn. But despite having a tight defense here, we still get some danger around. So we really don't want that around here, but still. This also means some better supports come up, but still, it's not a very good advantage. Because if they played something like Pawn E4 attacking our knight, then it will just completely break the position if we play Knight E5. Sure, that does do a good development, but that puts more pressure on our squares. And we can't even take out the pawn because it would be a bishop for nothing if you wanted to take it with the bishop. And the rook can't be unleashed. All the one square it controls is E1, and the queen can only control E1 and this diagonal right now. The king's trapped in his castle, and the bishop only controls three squares, and none of this is helpful. So I'm saying this is a good opening. Sure, it's good for beating copycats, and if your opponent's not that good at chess, like he's not the best player and he can just do something like this. He just plays random moves like a usual player does at this kind of situation, and he just plays B6 or something. Then you can try going for checkmate after taking the pawn. You can try going for a checkmate using your advantage here. Yeah, so you use your advantage around here and you go for a checkmate, which will be kind of hard to stop because of your undeveloped pieces can be developed right there. So I'm saying it's a pretty good opening. I would probably rate it a good 7 out of 10. But if you want me to remove the 7, I would just play a 6. Okay, now I'm going to show a different opening. The London opening, or the pyramid, known famously as the pyramid, is the London opening. And we're going to check that out now, and we'll see its advantages and disadvantages. So it starts off by playing Queen's Pawn, D4. They play a common response, D5, which is the most favorite move here. They always do it. Then they develop the knight, Knight F3. they play knight c6, trying to attack the pawn. So then we play bishop to f4, putting a little bit of tension around here. So they play they play knight to f6. We play pawn e3, not e4, but e3, because this square is protected by 2 pieces. But still, not for that reason, but we just play e3. Then they play another common move, knight to g4. And what do you do about this? We don't care. We just play pawn c3. Now, as you can see, this forms a pyramid shape, but that's not the end of the complete setup. So then they play something like this, pawn e3. Yeah, they just do pawn e3 again. Pawn e6. We play bishop f3. They play not usually, but they play a5 just for the sake of this video. And we play d2, knight d2. Now this completes our setup. This is called the pyramid setup, or the London opening. So let me show you its advantages here. So basically we're taking control of a lot of different squares, like this bishop takes control of all these guys and here, and this knight takes control of here, around here, and these regions. This knight also takes control of here, more places like there, which is preventing a lot of captures around here and a lot of knight moves. So we technically almost disable wax pieces here, so that's their advantage. But our disadvantage is that space is very cramped. It's tough to develop efficiently around here. We're gonna need too many different moves to play a good developed form like this. So we're gonna need like 4 moves, which is usually possible in 2. So I'm suggesting this would be a good, I would rate it the same as the King's Indian. It'd be a 6 out of 10. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the openings you saw happening before your eyes right here. So actually, here's a cool thing, a piece of good or bad news, depending on what's your opinion about me. So I've come up with a new catchphrase. Please tell in the comments below if you like it or not. So here's the catchphrase. Every season is always a punch-ass season. Alright, so that's my catchphrase, and it will always be on my every outro. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring that notifications bell for more of my amazing posts. Goodbye, guys.